everyone, my name's Patrick and this is Geordi, and we're both zookeepers here at Reptiland. And today,
we're going to be talking about turtles and tortoises. They're pretty well loved. Everyone loves turtles and tortoises. But today we're going to be talking about how they may or may not make really good pets. Now, as the turtle guy here at the zoo, I'm going to take us out to the pond to take a look at our turtles out in the pond. Warning, it's pretty cold out today. Alright, so this is a red ear slider. Now, these are a commonly available turtle in captivity. In the pet stores, they're only maybe a quarter size. They think they'd be great for putting in like a 10-gallon tank or a 30-gallon tank. But this is a full-grown female. The females get to be almost a foot long in carapace or shell length, so they're just not ideal. Turtles are also highly messy, disgusting animals as well. They are big, so they got big poops, but they also eat a lot, and they're not good eaters. They're not polite eaters. They don't have napkins or forks. They rip everything apart. So one of the key things that people don't realize is turtles are messy animals that are gonna need a really good filter system. They need clean water, and it takes a lot of work to maintain a turtle or a terrarium or aquarium for an aquatic turtle like this. But the other important thing to know is even though that cute, adorable little turtle that you see in the store is very small and will get big, it's also a lifelong commitment. That tiny little turtle is gonna live to be about 25 or 30 years old, minimum pretty much. These guys are really long-lived animals, so this isn't something that's just gonna die in a couple years if you get bored of it. It's going to be a lifelong commitment. You're gonna be stuck with this turtle for a long, long time. So make sure you do your research if you really want a red ear slider. So this is another small little male red ear slider, but he is a good example of why you don't really want multiple turtles. Even though you may love turtles and you want a bunch of them, they're eventually gonna get bigger and they're gonna fight with each other. This guy has lost his entire foot here from another male red ear slider because they don't like sharing the same space. Male turtles will fight to the death, so you don't wanna have multiple spaces in them. But you can also see his shell is kind of deformed here. He's got some injuries, some damage, and that's because he was a donated animal. He had improper care before he was brought to us. These guys need a very highly specialized diet. You can't just cut up hot dogs and throw it in your tank. You can't just give him bits of shrimp or bits of hamburger, although they might eat it. That's not what they need to be nice and healthy. What they do need is specialized pellets, specialized foods. They need a wide variety. These guys love to eat greens like fruits and vegetables. Having a healthy diet is the first step of having a nice, happy, healthy turtle, and also knowing what they need. A turtle like this is gonna need something around a 60 to 80 gallon aquarium all to himself.
now I'm going to begin talking to you guys a little bit about a couple common health issues that can develop with your young tortoises. So today we're going to be looking at a sulcata tortoise. This is one of my personal animals, and when I received her as a rescue, she was suffering from several common health problems. So as we get a nice close look at our tortoise's shell, the first thing you're going to notice are these raised pyramid growths here. This is actually caused by a lack of humidity during the formative years and can be remedied by providing them a moist hide area that they can go into in order to gain that extra humidity. And they've actually found by providing that humidity during younger years of development and growth, you can greatly reduce the presence of these pyramids. Now, the second medical thing we want to take a look at here is a condition known as MBD, or metabolic bone disease. And that is a softening of the bones due to a lack of calcium or the inability to absorb the calcium they take in their diet. The softening of the bones can actually lead to a number of different shell deformities. You'll notice along here the center line where the shell is actually pulled in, as well as the indent here on the side of the shell. This was caused because the soft tissues actually pulled in and deformed the shell because the bones weren't hard enough. Now, this can be solved by providing our tortoises access to ultraviolet light, which they need to use to produce vitamin D3. That vitamin actually helps allow them to absorb calcium into their diet and calcify their bones. This can be provided by either giving them access to direct sunlight. If you're not able to do that due to your climate and you have to keep them indoors, you'll need to provide it them artificially using UV light fixtures, or by giving them extra calcium powder that has vitamin D3 added to it. Now, if you do plan on getting tortoises as a pet, please make sure to do a lot of research for those species specifically, because their dietary concerns and other habitat things like temperature and the humidity can vary species to species. An example of our tortoise here, the sulcata, can actually grow up to 100 to 200 pounds and live in excess of 70 years. So that is a very big commitment and might not necessarily make the best pet for a new tortoise owner.
So this is a painted turtle. Now, if you're really interested, if you really are determined to get an aquatic turtle, then a painted turtle is probably your best option. They're very colorful, they're very vibrant, and more importantly, they're small. This little individual right here is almost 6 years old. He's full grown, he's not gonna get any bigger than this. This guy is ideal for an aquatic turtle as a pet. Minimum tank size he's gonna probably want is a 30-gallon aquarium. Just like those slider turtles, they're gonna fight to the death if they have other turtles. So you wanna keep them nice and separated, or if you are gonna have multiples, you wanna have a massive tank. You could probably keep 2, maybe 1 male and 2 females together in something about an 80-gallon size tank. So they're great for if you don't have a ton of space, but you still want an aquatic turtle. These guys are still just as messy as the slider turtles as well. They still are gonna make a terrible mess of their poop. They're still gonna be messy eaters. They're still gonna foul up your water really quickly. Water changes and having really strong filtration is really key to keeping these guys nice and happy. Now, even though he's a little shy right now, a lot of painted turtles in captivity that are kept as pets actually are pretty friendly. They are known to beg for food, they're known for begging for attention, they're known to actually enjoy being held and pet, so they're pretty decent pets. Now, as far as what you're going to want to feed them, you're going to want to feed them probably a commercial grade reptile food, or turtle pellet is going to be most ideal. These pellets, even though they may not seem the most natural thing, are formulated to have all the vitamins and minerals that they need. So giving them commercial pellets are pretty good. But you do want to give them a little bit extra as well. I like to give my turtles at home a couple of different treats. They like apples, they like strawberry slices, they also like kale and romaine, but always in small amounts. They may not eat everything, and the more fruits and vegetables and lettuce that you put in the water, the worse the water quality is going to get if you leave it in there. So you always want to give them smaller, reasonable amounts as well. Now, they do like other treats as well. I like to give mealworms and crickets too. That is also, they are omnivorous, so they're not just going to eat the plants, they're also going to eat other animals. So insects, mealworms, crickets, and other feeder goldfish or feeder minnows that you can get at the pet store are also going to be great options for them as well. Now, we have only barely scraped the surface of information regarding turtles and tortoises as pets. If you want to learn more, visit your local library or safely browse online for more information about your turtle or tortoise. Remember to always do your research before getting a complicated pet.
Thank you guys for watching our video, and we hope you can now be a little bit better informed on whether you like a tortoise or a turtle as a pet.